Alright, so today I'm going to be going over a prompt that's super simple, super beginner friendly, and designed specifically to help you with your job search and to help you narrow it down and just overall, make it easier for you. So it's super simple. All you have to do is copy the prompt. You can get it from the description of this video or the pinned comment, depending what YouTube allows us to do. And once you have it copied, once you're in ChatGPT, all you have to do is literally hit paste, hit enter, and then answer a series of questions to basically just give it as much context as possible. And then once that's done, it'll be ready to go. So by copying, pasting, hitting enter, you don't have to do anything else regarding the prompt. So you can do this in a standard chat, you can do it in a custom GPT, but we always use projects mode for this on this channel simply because it keeps it a lot more organized. It's like your own personal folder. So I'm going to go ahead and start a project and label it as job search. What's cool too with projects mode, which we mention in pretty much every video, is that it has a memory mode for project only. This just helps keep your ChatGPT memory hygiene nice and clean, and it keeps the memories confined to the project that you're utilizing, and it doesn't go in between different chats. So if you have memories from other chats, it won't overlap into here, and memories from here won't overlap into other chats. So we're going to go ahead and paste the prompt, and this is what it looks like. So it says, "You are my job search system builder. Your job is to organize my entire job search into a simple weekly pipeline with clear targets, templates, and tracking, so I get interviews without chaos." And then there's the rest of the prompt that I'm not going to exactly go over, but you guys can take a look and change if you like. It's pretty simple. There's just the intake questionnaire and other stuff, so you can review it before hitting enter if you like, but it is ready to go if you want, and it basically, the minute you hit enter, it's going to start asking you the questions to get prepared. So what roles are you targeting? 1 to 3 job titles. So I'm not actually looking for positions, so I'm going to be very general here, and hopefully it could still help me. However, when you're doing this, it is best to be as descriptive as possible and give as much information as possible so that ChatGPT has as much context to work with. That's how you get the most out of this prompt. So I'm going to go ahead and answer the series of questions that it's asking. I'll be right back because I don't want to make the entire video just me answering questions. I'll answer them really quickly and then we'll go over it one by one super fast just to show you how it works and what it looks like. So I will be right back. Alright, so I went ahead and answered the questions as if I'm trying to get a junior programmer position somewhere in Canada, ideally. I did try to make it seem as if I was in a certain part of Canada, but it doesn't really matter here. So let's take a look and see. So what roles are you targeting? I just said junior programmer at Ubisoft or a position at EA. I just named, video game companies I can think of because I'm trying to make it seem like I'm a video game programmer in this case. Then I said location, it asked for location preferences. You could ask for remote, hybrid, on-site, doesn't make a difference. I just said Toronto, Canada, or any other Canadian city. Experience level, I just said entry. What industries do you prefer or avoid? I basically said I prefer gaming and want to avoid anything medical. Not sure how that would overlap, but then I asked, what's your timeline urgency? I said ASAP, but you could do 30 days, 60, 90. It doesn't make a difference. You can say whichever applies to what your condition is or your scenario is. Then we see here, what's your weekly time budget for a job search? I said about 2 hours a week. What are your top 5 skills for the market? I just went ahead and said, stuff related to video game programming, teamwork, bilingual, whatever. You can come up with your own version of this that makes sense for you. I just said a bunch of stuff. What's your biggest weak spot? I said just experience in general. I'm making it as if I'm just a newbie on the market. Do you have a resume already? I said no. And it's also worth noting, guys, if you want a prompt to make a resume or help you with your LinkedIn profile, we actually do have a video on that as well where we dive into a prompt for that specifically. So maybe this one will help you construct it, but we have ones that are designed specifically for that, so you can find that on our page. Anyway, let's go to the next one. Just basically asks us if we have a LinkedIn or a resume. I said no for each. Are you open to networking and outreach? I went ahead and said yes. And then we see here any constraints like a career gap or no degree or visas, etc. I just said no. So then it went ahead and started to actually build our things. Let's take a look at what it did. So it gives us a job search strategy. So your target primary roles are junior programmer, junior gameplay programmer, or associate software developer. Secondary gives us a bunch of other ones. What fit means for you. Apply when most of these are true. and it gives us the parameters that would align, skip when those align as well. Now, keep note, once again, it helps so much to be extremely descriptive while answering the questions. That's how you get the absolute most out of this prompt. I was very general. I did not answer in depth, but the more that you answer in depth, the more you're going to get out of this and the more helpful it'll truly be. So then we see here, best channels for your situation. Ubisoft official careers first. Ubisoft says it does not accept open applications, so you need to apply to live openings. And it basically explains for the ones I was requesting, then it gives us other options as well. Then we see here weekly targets. This is your realistic version for 2 hours a week. 1 to 2 tailored applications, 2 outreach messages, 30 minutes of resume portfolio improvement, and 10 minutes of tracker and follow-up. And then you can always come back to this chat or project and follow up and see where you're at and things that you can actually improve or change. So as we see here, your actual positioning, it tells us our angle. Then it gives us a weekly schedule of how we can actually go about our job search so that we stay organized, so there's no chaos, which is the whole point of this. Then minimum plan for busy weeks. It gives us a minimum of what we should be trying to do throughout our job search. Then we have a pipeline tracker just to see how we're going about it, status roles, and when to move stages. Finally, there's templates of how we can go ahead about this. So you see the resume bullet upgrade formula, how we can upgrade our resume. Outreach DM to recruiter gives us like literal things that we can copy paste and utilize, for instance, to managers, for referrals, for follow-up after applying, just to make sure that we really push for whatever job or position we're looking for. Then we see here optimization rules, so tailor a resume in 10 minutes. This is where, like I said, it would probably be more helpful to actually just use the other prompt, but it does give you ways that you can improve it. If there's no interviews, if you don't have interviews after 2 weeks, what you can do, what your first 2 weeks would look like, and how you can improve it. And best fit role for you right now, Ubisoft Junior Programmer. It gives us 3 roles that we think is best. And then as you can see here, it says here, when you say job search today, I'll switch into daily mode. And then at that point, you're in the actual job search. So once again, just try to be as descriptive as possible. If you guys want this prompt, you can get it in the description of the video or the pinned comment. You simply copy it, paste it into ChatGPT, whether in a chat, projects mode, doesn't make a difference. Hit enter, answer the questions as descriptively as possible, and then you're good to go and you're ready and on the road for your job search. So hopefully you guys found this video helpful. If you did, please like and subscribe, and have a nice day.